Yo, good people, welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, I hope you all are good. Cause I'm okay, I'm good, I'm okay. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time joining us, I really hope that you're gonna stay with us, okay? I hope you stay with us. I mean, hitting that subscription button is not gonna cost you any money, you know? It's not gonna cost you nothing. So you can just hit that button, that little red button, and you can just hit the notification button so that you can know when I start posting, because I'm that person who randomly posts. And I know that since last week, was it last week or so, I'm kind of consistent. So you will get notifications almost every week, if not every second week, that I have posted a little something, okay? Anyway, if you are always here with me, welcome back, good people. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people don't really like discussing. And I noticed that people don't like discussing it when I was discussing it with my patients. My patients really get uncomfortable when we talk about such. You know, like, whether you're 43, 12, 15, or 20, we're gonna talk about this because I am your midwife and it's something that we need to talk about. Anyway, we're gonna have a little mukbang vibes, okay? I'm joking. I'm just gonna have my smoothie while we talk. I'm joking. I'm just having a smoothie. I haven't had my smoothie for the day, so I'm gonna just have a smoothie, okay? I also have my water right beside me. You know, I'm always drinking water when I'm here. Literally always drinking water. Anyway, today's topic, like I said, it's something that a lot of people don't like talking about. And the reason I was inspired to talk about this, where's my other phone? The reason I was inspired to talk about this is because of the one patient I had who was 15. And was she 15? She was 15. She was really young, still in high school. She's pregnant, and I diagnosed her with VDS. So basically today is gonna be about, no man, some of my stuff got deleted. What happened to my things? Something, I mean, like, no way. There's no way my ish got deleted. I am refusing. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, awesome, great. So that's basically what's gonna happen. Today is not only for pregnant women, it's for everybody, every woman out there. And like, there are actually two people who inspired me to talk about this. The first one was my patient, like I said, and another person who inspired me was my crush at Tandeka. I really appreciate that girl in life. She inspired me to talk about this because we were discussing this topic, and I was like, actually, this is something that we need to discuss, because I've noticed how my very own patients are not comfortable talking about it. I mean, once you come to the maternity part of a clinic, then means you are already in this thing anyway, because y'all know that I blab a lot. If you're new here, just know that this girl blabs a lot. Maybe that's why I'm a nurse, because nurses are here. Silana, we here. Siyakhuluma mntase, rabua. Health education can tsa rona. Kilabo. And I wanted to use this video in my home language, but then I realized, okay, this is a very important video for everybody, and having to write subtitles, but like having to write the information down below is just gonna be too much work for me. And I've been an exhausted hand of late, so it's gonna make me lazy when it comes to editing. So it's fine. It's really fine. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so the title of my video is gonna be, am I ready to have sex? Or like, should I have sex, or should I keep my virginity? A lot of people struggle with that question, and they get into sex not knowing what sex is. Like, literally, they do not know what sex is. By that, I mean, sure, you know that sex is when a girl and a boy, a boy and a boy, a girl and a girl engage in physically, in like become physically intimate. So like there's contact with your private parts, basically either your vagina or your penis. There's contact or anal, your breasts and stuff like that. So I'm so sorry for, give me 1 second, okay? Like, not having a forehead is a struggle because, and excuse them cover, guys, I'm working on it, really working on it. Okay, cool. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so like people get into sex not knowing what's up, what's going on. You get your 13-year-olds who get intimate with 20-something-year-olds, and those 20-something-year-olds lie to them and are like, you're so mature, you're so grown, you are smart, you are like, how you know, your friends are so childish, look at them do this and that, da 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 da. And then you, as a child, you end up being drawn into all of that and you fall for the trap and start having sex. Honestly, sex has nothing to do with maturity. Literally. Just because you're having sex, it does not mean that you're mature. It really doesn't. Especially if you don't know what you are getting yourself into. Okay, I really should have this thing planned out in my head, like how I'm gonna go about this. Okay, first of all, when you're deciding whether to keep your virginity or not, the first question you should ask yourself is, who am I keeping this virginity for? Are you keeping it for yourself? Are you doing it for your mom? Are you doing it for religious purposes? Are you doing it for your future husband? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you're choosing to keep your virginity because of your future husband, you need to put yourself first, because Leondo Daleo will come to you and give you our HIV, and when it's your first time having sex, it's really not fair. And I'm sorry for putting it that way, but it's really the reality of life. It's what we're seeing out there in clinics, in hospitals and stuff like that. So when you deciding to keep your virginity, please, whether it's for religious purposes or family, the first person you must be doing it for is yourself. Keep it because you want to keep it. If you're keeping it because you want to have sex in marriage, you don't want to have sex outside marriage, great, but are you doing it for yourself or for your future husband? You must ask yourself that question, because that's basically what throws people off. That's what puts people into depression, what puts people into stressful life situations and stuff like that. Because let me tell you a story. I really hope this woman doesn't see the story. Anyway, you guys don't know her. And actually, she told us the story when I was still in primary or high school. Or I heard it somewhere, I don't remember. So what happened was, she was this norm. Why am I putting it that way? So she followed the norm, the society norm. You go to school, finish your matric, go to varsity, get your degree, then get a husband, and then you can have sex and babies and stuff like that. She did that. And then, now into marriage, stress kisel. Oh, my guy decides to show her flames. Now that led her to complete depression. She had to go through divorce and all of that stress. And what happened was, she ended up sleeping around with everybody, because she just felt like, why was I keeping my virginity? Why did I follow the ABCD steps? And now I'm here and it didn't do anything for me. That's why I'm saying, if you decide that you want to keep your virginity, do it for yourself and know what you're getting yourself into. You can get into a marriage while a virgin and end up with your HIV, your STIs, complications. Like, do it because you want to do it. I don't know, I can't stress this enough. Do it because you want to do it. If you end up HIV vele, just know that you were prepared for it. You can never be prepared for HIV. You can never. But like, just know what you're getting yourself into. That's what I'm saying. Know what you're getting yourself into. One thing I always say, make sure that whoever breaks your virginity is someone that you love wholeheartedly. Trust me, you can never prove if somebody loves you. You will never know. I mean, I'm sure y'all watched Mrs. Right Guy, where the girl decided to keep her virginity for marriage. The guy got married to her just because he wanted her virginity. Hello, men ain't shit. shit, guys. Men ain't shit. So don't do nothing for them. Do everything for yourself. I really hope I've stressed this enough because I really feel like I'm blabbing, but I hope you guys are getting it. Keep your virginity because you want to keep it. Not for your family, not for what, like, even if you do it for your family, for religious purposes, for whatever, it should be you and whatever that you're deciding, like, why you want to keep your virginity for. And when you finally decide to see, now I want to let go of my virginity, now I'm ready, I think that I'm ready. We always emphasize this thing of getting tested with your partner before you guys engage in sexual practices, ne? But the thing is, in private and even public, but like most in public, we use this rapid test. So if I, Masejo, I'm positive and I'm taking my ARVs, guys, I need you to be aware of this. I need you to know this. If I am positive, I'm taking my ARVs for the past 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, and I'm taking them right on time, the rapid test is going to say I'm negative. This has happened, guys. This has happened. So don't throw yourself in and now you're going to know he's negative, I'm negative. Now let's go raw. Raw is not it. Go get tested, cool, and then know that you're both negative. Oh, great, cool. But don't go raw, especially when you're breaking your virginity. Don't go raw. Always use protection. It's very important to use protection. Anyway, what I was saying was, if you decide that you want to start having sex, I want you to look into the risks that are involved and the benefits. Like, just look into the advantages and disadvantages. Whatever you decide to do, look at the advantages. The advantages, which is going to be pleasure during that time. You'll get pleasure. Being physically intimate with someone, I would say it kind of brings you guys closer. It, like, you know, they always, like, a lot of people will tell you about, not emotional, about, what do they call this thing? Spiritual connection, like exchanging energies, you know? So y'all exchange energy. So you need to exchange your energy with someone, you'll be able to manage their energy, because a lot of people out here, right, guys, people are using things. People are using different things. Maybe when you're a Christian, he's using muti, now all the spiritual what, and then you go to another guy who's using this, that is not good for you, for your spiritual being. So it's very important that when you decide to engage in something, get to know the person first, like literally, because mind you, you'll be busy with umuntu who's busy with his own things. You don't know satanism. You know, Nigerian movies, when the person turns into a snake. You don't know that. So you need to also pray about such things. I mean, you can't be praying about sex before marriage. But also you can, okay? You can. Like, just peruse if someone is not meant for you. Can they leave? The door is open, let them leave. Anyway, that's not my point. So yeah, the advantages. If you guys want to add more advantages, because I can't really think of a lot. All I can think of is the pleasure. Or if you're trying to have a baby, that would be an advantage, that you'll end up with a baby. So those are the two things. And sex was actually meant for married people to enjoy life, and also to enjoy. Yeah, it was made for married people to enjoy, and was made for reproduction, basically making more people, more babies and vibes. So now let's look into the many disadvantages. So like I said, I was inspired by this 15-year-old girl to make this video because I diagnosed her with an STI. So I was like, girl, you have what you call VDS, which stands for vaginal discharge syndrome. It's a type, guys, a type of an STI. And then because I'm a person who likes to engage my patients, like, when you take out information and give it to people, people tend not to listen or to take in what you're saying. So if you ask them questions, it helps them even better to understand and to follow what you're saying and to ask questions and stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, so I just decided to ask, okay, you doing your, what grade is she in? I think she was doing grade 11. I don't remember. So it was she 15, but she's in high school way too. And she was like, she doesn't know what STI stands for. First of all, this is why when you decide to break your virginity, you need to know the consequences. Or like engage in sex. She doesn't know what STIs are. She's pregnant. I'm sure. Sorry, she didn't consciously think having unprotected sex will actually lead to pregnancy and stuff like that. She didn't think about that. So it just happened. That's why I'm saying that it's very important to do your research and to know why you're breaking your virginity. Because I'm a daughter, guys, they will try every way, they'll use words to get to you. So just know, okay? So she doesn't know what an STI stands for. So I'm like, okay. So we're gonna take it from the bottom, okay? What is an STI? What does it stand for? STI stands for sexually transmitted infections. Ne? So sexually transmitted means the illness is transmitted via sexual contact, right? So sometimes it can happen that you have your condom on, or the guy has the condom on, and then you guys get intimate. I forgot the name of that type of STI. Is it an STI? But yeah, also that one. So you'll be in contact with the hairs, I think, of your partner, and then you end up with that infection. That is why. That fly is back. It loves my videos. I always open windows. I open doors. It's literally always here. It's probably a different fly. I'm probably overreacting, but like, nah. So yeah, STI, sexually transmitted infections, those are not cousins. Yeah, I would say cousins. It's HIV, because HIV is also sexually transmitted, but we tend to treat it aside, ne? So get cousin yatona. So you need to know what you're getting involved into. I mean, you can get different types of STIs. There are a lot. I remember a friend of mine wanted to I hope you don't come at me for this. I'm not mentioning your name, okay? So she wanted to go get tested for all types of STIs. When she got to the doctor was like, honey, there are a lot of STIs. A lot. So you can't get tested for all of them. I mean, you get your syphilis, your VDS, your MUS, your gonorrhea, your there are a lot. Your what's, so imagine when you have sex with someone, you're basically putting yourself at risk. When you're having unprotected sex with somebody, you're not protecting yourself from all those million STIs, STDs, and others are recurrent, meaning you can have it now and then you cure it now. Not cure it, but you treat it now. You can have it again. So it's recurrent. You can keep getting it. So it's very important that when you decide to have sex, you know about all those things. Anyway, STIs are your sexually transmitted infections. How they get transmitted is via sex. So what happens is, I'm jollering with, who am I jollering with? Who am I jollering with? Okay, my other name is Nontlanta. It's Masejo and Nontlanta. We are jollering. If you have unprotected sex together, when, like, let's say we're both HIV negative, we don't have STIs, we don't got nothing. If you have sex together, not use protection, whatever, we will not get any STIs or any HIV. Nothing. We will not get anything. The moment Unontlantla decides he wants to go and explore, he saw a girl who's more caviar than Masijo, a girl who has, the figures, who has a six-pack, and he ends up having unprotected sex with the other girl. When he comes back to Masijo, what happens? He gets the infection from the other girl and gives it to Masijo. So that's basically how you get your STI. So that's why ABC is always emphasized. Abstain. It's either you abstain, you don't get involved in sex, and then be faithful. If you ever use that, be faithful. Stay with one person. Sure, But what I always say is forget about the B in ABC. The reason I'm saying this is because you will be faithful, but you don't know if the other person is being faithful. You know, you don't walk, you're not everywhere the person is. You're not attached to this person. You're not, guys, you're not with the person 24 hours. Even that person's mother doesn't know where he is. People literally have 2-second, 2-minute sex in the toilet. You'll be with your boyfriend at a club and he's gonna be like, I'm going to the loo for 5 seconds. And he smashes a girl in just 2 minutes. Trust, guys. These things happen. So you need to know you can't trust the person. So be faithful. Yeah, sure, be faithful, but avoid trusting people with your entire heart. So forget a bit about the B. Be faithful, but forget about it. And then C is condomize. So you either abstain or you condomize. That's how you prevent STIs. But then there's that one that you get from just contact with the skin. I'm not even sure which one it is. If I find it, I will just put it up here. So you get a lot of different STDs, STIs from people and your HIV and stuff. So when you get involved in sex, be sure that you are ready, because there are a lot of consequences. It's your STIs, it's your HIV, it's a baby. A baby is a permanent thing. I mean, I always see my patients coming in and being like 15, 16, 17, 18. They legit wouldn't care. And the other one I had was literally, she was literally here. And I'm like, I know you don't care now, because I'm a person who, you know, when they say nurses give holistic care, honey, I even give you career advice. I talk to you, I walk you through all these things. And you need to remember that there's what we call Jola 99. You see that married people are being cheated on. You see that a lot of things are happening. So you can't be 18 or like 16 and dating a 24-year-old and then expecting that person is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. It's possible. It is possible. But what are the chances? What are the chances? You won't be able to go to varsity. Other men are so cruel. There was a case this other time. The guy literally got the girl pregnant because he didn't want the girl to go to varsity. I'm a daughter. That's how they are. That's what they'll do to you. They'll make sure you get pregnant so that you are stuck with them. You don't go anywhere. You'll be there. Other people just want something that is going to keep bringing you back to them. So something that links the two of you. So when you decide to engage in sex, remember, a baby is a permanent thing. Yo, that's what scares me. That's what scares me the most. Like, I'm legit not ready to get pregnant. I'm not ready to have a baby. I mean, if I already am pregnant, then like it's life, you know. Some things happen. If I'm gonna get pregnant before the end of the year, things happen. But like, you need to make it a conscious decision, because the other day I even had a lady who was like, oh no, baby firstborns are never planned. And I'm like, excuse me? You can literally plan your firstborn. Literally. I mean, when you're cooking something, like when I made this smoothie, I knew what ingredients I wanted. I put them all in there so that I can have this smoothie. It's not pink, it's not green, it's not what. It's this, what's this color? Brownish, khaki-ish, whatever color this is. It's this color because I mixed the ingredients that led to this color. And then when you're having sex, number one, ingredients of getting HIV and getting pregnant and STIs is having sex on its own, having sex without protection, and not being on any contraceptive. Now, you're busy, wafudu, you're cooking all those things, and then you expect not to get HIV and pregnant. Wait, what are you expecting? A plasma TV? No, you need to be aware of all those things, all the consequences. If you need to, I was blessed enough to have a mother who is willing to talk to me about sex. Like literally, I can even tell my mom that, okay, so this is what happened yesterday between me and this guy. Can I get advice? Literally, that's the relationship I have with my mom. So this message is not just to your teenagers. It's not just to young adults. It's not just to, it's literally to every woman out there, for themselves and also for their siblings, for their sisters, and for their children, their daughters. They need to your daughters need to know what they're getting themselves into. So this whole birds and the bees thing, it's not gonna work. It's really not gonna work. Sit your child down and tell them, Hore, okay, this is what sex is. This is what happens during sex. These are the benefits of sex. These are the consequences of sex. This is what you get. This is what happens. So that they make a conscious decision as to what happens. I mean, the one thing that scared me when my mom used to talk to me about sex, in health sciences. So she had this book, this first aid book that showed delivery of a baby, and my mom was like, basically, the baby comes out where you put it. Yeah, that traumatized me for years. I was like, wait, what? Because even when children are in labor, I got hit by a patient. She was also a teen. When I asked her, okay, now it's time for you to push, she hit me, like not on the face, she literally hit me here. My colleague just hit her, twa! I was like, why the fuck did she hit me? Like, what is wrong? And she's like, I was just feeling pain. Because it's like they know, but they're not aware that that head, it comes out from your vagina. So it's not like a dog. I think dog vomit babies, they vomit them or something like that. Yeah, they vomit their babies. So it's with us, no, with human beings, no. Unless you go through C-section, which is also not so good. I mean, yeah. Anyway, guys, please do talk to your children, talk to your siblings, talk to your sisters about sex. If you're planning to have sex with anything, with anybody, with whatever, look into it. Look at the benefits, the consequences. Pregnancy scares are real. They're very stressful. You will be close to writing your exams, your tests, and you out here wondering, what if I'm pregnant? What if I really don't want a baby with this particular person? I mean, there are a lot of people you might be having sex with, but you're not ready to have a baby with them, or you're not planning to have a baby with them. That's why it's very important you use protection all the time, because now you'll be stressed. Yo, but guys, this guy, me. So you'll be linked to that person forever. When you're a boy wako, you'll be linked to them forever. Whatever guy wako, you'll be linked to them forever. So please, when you decide to have sex, I've been saying this the whole time, make sure that it's a conscious decision and you're doing it for yourself and not for the next person, and not because the person convinced you that you are great, you're better than your friends, you're matured. My advice is that when you less than 18, 17, I don't know, like, just don't get into sex, guys. You're still young and you literally have your entire life to go out there and have sex, you know? I mean, you can just say, I don't know, do it when you're ready, when you know for a fact that you're ready. Don't just rush into it. Don't just do it. Don't be impulsive about it. Think about it. Think about it thoroughly. Think about the person that you're about to have it with. Think about, is this person gonna stick with me even after we do all of this? Because other guys are just there for the fun of it. And trust me, a nigga will wait for you for that 6 months. It doesn't mean he's waiting. He might be getting it elsewhere. He literally might be getting it elsewhere. So he will wait for you for 6 months, for a year, for 3 years. And then still, the day after having sex with you, ditch you. So that's why I'm saying, make sure that you are ready. You're doing it for yourself and not for the next person. Because if you do it for the next person and they leave you, that's how people end up in depression. They become depressed. How people end up being suicidal, because they imagine themselves with those people for the rest of their lives. And now this person broke your virginity. They got what they wanted and they don't want anything to do with you. Now he's no longer taking your calls. He's no longer calling you like he used to. A lot of people will tell you how sex has changed their relationship. Like before there was sex, they become nand, you know, it was nice. The nigga would always work hard. I mean, people do always say, if when you want a fish from the sea, from the sea, from whatever place, you obviously put fish in that hook, right? I mean, food. You put food in that hook. But the moment you get the fish, you don't need to give it food anymore. So it's the same as guys. So when they plan, I want sex from Masejo, that's all I want. Once they get it, they change. Before they get it, they're going to do everything right. They're going to do everything by the book. They're going to take you out. They're going to call you every day. You're going to get your morning text every day. You're going to get your good night text every day. You're gonna get I love you text every day. You're gonna get all the attention that you want and need. They're gonna give you all the love that you want. And then suddenly, when you give the cookie, when you let the cookie in the cookie jar go, they change, they switch up. So you must be aware of that. You must know that when you're having sex with someone, what does Hakeem Anderson say? I'm gonna quote him. Ooh, I forgot. But he always says that a pussy does not keep a nigga. Something like that. Sex does not keep a nigga. It doesn't. A guy will be like, if you don't have sex with me, I'm gonna break up with you. Honey, he's still gonna break up with you after sex. He will still break up with you after sex. So whatever decision you make, just be sure that you're doing it for yourself. You know what you're getting yourself into, the risks that are involved, because you don't want to be 15 and be hiding isuso sakho because now your parents are going to be disappointed. You don't want to be stressed about having a baby. That time you're not even working. Now you're dependent on your family, and now you're bringing another child who has to be dependent on another. I mean, pregnancy should be the most beautiful thing, that's something that you need to enjoy, something that you need to love. You know, your baby, so that your baby grows up in such a beautiful environment. Get your very cute, beautiful baby showers because you and your friends made it in life. Y'all are successful. They can afford to buy you clothes from your 8th child. They can go into Baby City and get some clothes. I mean, some stuff for your baby. You can have a proper pram or stroller for your baby. You, even if that nigger is like, that ain't my baby, I ain't gonna do that. You know that you're independent enough to take care of your baby, and that you're not gonna resent your child just because the guy that you had the baby with now switched up on you. Now you hate that baby because that baby is a reminder of your mistakes in life. Please, guys, just make cautious decisions, okay? Anyway, this is it. That's it for my first part. I am probably gonna I think I'm gonna shoot the second part now. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening to me blab a lot about a lot of things. But I hope you guys get the message. I hope you guys make conscious decisions and you put yourself first all the time. One thing I always say I love about guys, they literally always put themselves first. Jonga, I'm telling you, I've only met one guy who did not put himself first. One. Not even, I'm not talking about my boyfriends or like exes or stuff. I don't even have any ex. Anyway, I'm talking about this one friend that I have. He literally, guys, I was shocked to see this nigger doesn't put himself first, but 99.9999 100% actually of niggas put themselves first. Literally, utapeli. If you making him choose between you and his mother, he's gonna choose his mother. If you make him choose between you and his career, he's gonna choose his career. Like, literally, they put themselves and their futures first. Literally. So if they were women and you had to be like, either we lose this relationship or we start having sex, you lose your virginity, they would literally choose breaking up with you. Nuts, I'm telling you. So I'm just here, guys, to just say, do it when you're ready. Do it with the right people. There's never a right person, is there? But like, do it when you're ready. Do it with a person that you know is gonna be able to take full accountability. Talk about these things with your partner. Okay, cool, we're getting into sex now. When you get into sex, what if you end up pregnant? What if you end up HIV? What if you end up with STIs? Those are topics that we don't talk to our partners about. You just go in there, you have sex with the person. You never ask about their status, you never ask about their family background. And this is also another thing I want to talk about in the next video. It's gonna be a message basically to mothers, okay, about HIV, because the reason I shot this video was for pregnant women, HIV pregnant women, but like I decided to start first to talk about sex first itself, so that it goes to young women, young adults, teenagers, and people and everybody out there. And I know I'm focusing more on women, but like even to men, stop playing these kids, stop it. But basically this video is to give women what's this, a heads up. Is to give women a heads up, young girls a heads up, when you start getting intimate, when you start getting into this thing, just know what you're getting yourself into. Anyway, that's it for me for part 1. I'm gonna shoot another part just now. I love you guys so much. You guys know that I love you, right? I love you, and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment, guys. Comment. I'm encouraging you to comment. If you have a question, just ask. Who knows, someone might be going through your situation. If you have a question, ask, comment, share, do whatever. Don't forget to read that, to hit that red button and that bell. Hit those 2. Just hit them. This is part 1. I'ma post it probably tonight.